Welcome, everybody. Heard me coming out of your left ear, didn't I? We're just about to get started here. Let us know of the quality of the stream. And we're just about to get started. Salut, mon ami. To all my French viewers out there, salut. Or hello to the whole of France. Yeah, indeed. Welcome, everybody, to the iRacing Fanatec GT Challenge here at Spa-Francorchamps with the classic pits layout. It's going to be a doozy. And as you can see, it is already a doozy for some of the boys rolling around. Howdy from Texas. Well, howdy. I'm sorry. I'll see myself out. Just seeing car number 35. Oh, Giuseppe Ali going around testing the waters, as it were. We've got some big names here. We've got big old Dan Muller with his Doritos livery. Oh dear. Yes, that is a Doritos livery. You can thank us later. We are now American represent. As always, I am joined with Doritos by... Wait, hang on. Wait, not Doritos. He has water, but it is Craig King. Craig, how are we?
Good evening. I hope I'm not Doritos. Good evening, Rob. Good evening, bonsoir, good and Abend to everybody. It is the biggest field we have seen on a broadcast split since the first week of the season. 42 cars. What fitting, being that earlier this week was Jackie Robinson's day in Major League Baseball. Fantastic to see 42 cars, 10 Fords, 32 GT1s. Well, actually, only 30. There's 32 now because Gregory Medford, just rejoined. Being interesting to see. We have a lot of new names really around here today. Caden Bin, Andrew Ward, Sammy Bytorp, Jeffrey Beck again. We've got Romain Bogi, Reece Nadowin, Adam Watson. I'm just going through a random list of names we need to say hello to. Phil Baldwin, I think making his debut. My boy, as well.
Phil Baldwin is in.
Mark Philip Faulhaber as well. Just a lot of interesting names and new names that we've not seen. Martin Riesman, Robin Earhart as well, Derek Rolovan. I've got to give a shout out to number 29, Javier Mosquera, because I mentioned it. Was doing some oval racing earlier this week, and a certain person with a certain cursed Ford livery by the name of Javier Mosquera was the number one car racing against me at Daytona. I won't tell you the results. Well, I will, because I crashed out and I think he finished better than me. But he said he did not have a cursed livery like he does in the Fords. I
think is he actually not?
No, that was a NASCAR. Different.
You also
livery today.
You know Felipe Paliver, right? And he's always a number one car. He's always a big boy.
Yeah.
He's now number two. You know that song "We Are Number One"? Unfortunately, Felipe Paliver cannot sing that today. It has been taken by Caden Bine. Caden Bine has pipped into the post by just 500 iRating. So Paiva will have his hands full.
You know what they said in the synthesis episode? They had Bud Aldrin go, second is better than first. With just a load of crickets and staring at each other, but that won't be happening today. Now, these times, they're going to be some slow time. I've not looked at the pace around here, but currently Jonathan Razanahora, a 2-minute 12.267 is the early go-getters, and then Felipe Paiva comes in, 2-minute 12.348. So that's what we're looking at really for the top times, I think. We're looking at 2:12s, 2:13s overall for the GT1s as we still see them coming around. Meanwhile, Carl JT Moore taking provisional pole in the Ford GT2s with a 2:17.762. Now they're going to have a longer lap time, and they're only 5 minutes into the qualifying, so some of them are still doing their first lap and getting ready for their second.
By the way, we have double-digit GT2s. There is 10. We're just in the threshold. There is 10 GT2s. So expect a good bit of action from them. As the usuals. Mosquera, Hyde, Overgaard, Ruleveld, Bass, who's currently got his cameras on him. We're spying his lap time, seeing what he's doing. Best do a good lap, son. Otherwise, it is 2 weeks of no Gulf livery for you, my friend.
Oh, that's me.
I mean, it's just, you know, he runs deliveries, and then if he doesn't perform, you know, it's like that Red Bull, you know, Red Bull AlphaTauri relationship. You just get put down into the sad boys.
Well, I mentioned Jackie Robinson. Let's go with another baseball analogy. Ken Griffey Jr. would drive a new car every game, and when he had 2 games in a row, he did not get a hit. He would he would go to the stadium in a different car. So basically, if he didn't perform, he'd change his car. Ethan can't do that, but can he do that with his livery? He's coming around Stavlot and heading up to Blanchemont. Just slowly coming up there. You think you know how fast these cars can go, especially when you've seen Formula 1 earlier today and other things and ILMS, but you don't realise that these GT2s don't have that same speed, and this is probably the safest track for them because they've not had a good season. Coming up to the chicane, I say good season in terms of handling, coming up to the chicane, coming around the last corner, hugs the inside of the chicane, gets a good exit there, not taking a lot of curb on the exit there, but that's what he wants. I've done all that, and I forget that the start-finish line is...
Yeah. The start-finish line is on the opposite side, because this is the El Clasico pits. So they will be coming around. It'll be essentially holding your breath as they charge down the hill.
There we go, a 2:18.127. We got there in the end.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. I did forget about that.
We shall now go over the qualifying results for this session. Take it away.
Yeah, well, Jonathan Razanahora takes pole, a 2:12.225. Felipe Paiva into P2 with a 2:12.348. Just behind him, 2/10 behind him, Emeric Blom, a 2:12.365. Dan Muller gets 4th, a 2:13.025. And Alexander Godefroy, a 2:13.152. 6th place for Jack Godden, a 2:13.233. And Thomas Ferrier in 7th, a 2:13.247. Stefan Walkup goes 8th with a 2:13.831. And a thousandth of a second behind him is Stephanie Leslie, a 2:13.832. Christian Tanahanto, a 2:13.842 for 10th. 11th for Graham Sanders, a 2:14.061. David Hoffman, 2:14.319 is 12th. 13th is John Boatafer, 2:14.455. Romain Bergogi at 2:14.488. Andrew Ward at 2:14.536. Philip Baldwin 16th, 2:14.593. Adam Watson 2:15.212. Ryan Ingle at 2:15.284. Giuseppe Ali at 2:15.727. And Jeffrey Belk in 20th, a 2:15.738.
In 21st position, it is Bytorp with a 2:15.815. Then get into the GT2, Stefan Overgaard with a 2:17.476. Moore with a 2:17.763. Ethan Bass with a 2:18.128. Mossini with a 2:18.943 is a GT1, doing slower laps than the chums around him. It is Mosquera with a 2:20.018. Castro the second with a 2:20.516. And finally, Hyde, who was the last to qualify for the GT2s, 2:20.642.
Let's just give a quick rundown before they start the formation of the non-qualified. Caden Bin, the number 1 car, will be 23rd. Jan Solosi, 24th. Anthony Fromont, 25th. Ruiz Nadawin, 26th. Alex Holway, 27th. James Joyce, 28th. Charles R. Lofton, the 2nd. 29th. Actually, James Joyce will be starting in the pits by the looks of it. David Hudson, 30th. Mark-Philippe Bauhaber, 31st. Gregory Medford, 32nd. And in the GT2s, Derek Roeleveld, Martin Riesman, Robert Erdhart, and Thomas Blankenship are the non-qualifiers for the GT2s as they are coming around Blanchimont right now. We have to just remember that it is the classic pit, so they will take the first corner, will throw me off big time. They will take the source, and then they'll go, and that confuses me.
I'm just noticing, by the way, there's a lot more GT or DBR9s over the usual pairing, which is well, big shouty boys and DBR9s. It's mainly DBR9s and a few shouty boys. Oh, they've already oh, no, they got called out.
Razanahora was not aware of it. He left a second gap to the pace car and didn't realize the pace car didn't go in. So the pace car were going after the source. So watch how early he'll catch them. He's catching Felipe Piver off, but he will go around the source. We'll see the pace car. Pace car will dive in. Car will dive in.
Car having to swerve to avoid the car ahead of him. They did not see that coming. They thought they were just going to be racing as soon as they turned around, but they didn't. Now it's go. Green flag going down towards Raidillon, and the ear-piercing. Oh, it's just ear-piercing, the sound as they come up through. Ah! As they come up through Raidillon on towards Lake Coombe. That is Felipe Paiva. Not doing too well. He's down positions. He's down in 4th position. He got a jump start, but he didn't take effect of it. Razanahora just basically went sayonara. As you can see, it's Razanahora, Blum, Dan Muller picking up positions as he was going by. The shouty boys really are blowing my ears out. Figuratively and literally, we've got a car off. That
David Hudson's off as well.
Oh no, we've had a crash just coming. Oh, it's a little bit of a crash, but everybody's all right. Just had a spin coming through Lake Coombe, just coming out of Lake Coombe, and they seem to be fine now.
Meanwhile, with Ryan Ingle at the back of the field for the GT1s, Stefan Overgaard and Carl Moore keep their first 2 positions in the Fords, but Ethan Bass has gone all the way down to 5th position as Castro takes 3rd, and Mosquera also goes by there. Mosquera did not think he had the pace. Behind him, he's on a defense against Roeleveld. Robert Erdhart was able to start in the pits and almost came out in front of everybody. I'm not exactly sure why. A big battle at the front going on between the 2 of them. In fact, hang on, Overgaard's getting held up from some slow cars here. That's Gregory Medford in the GT1s, and then Fabrice Nadawin as well. Been a few issues there as well. We'll keep an eye out, but that's Ingle, sorry, I'm talking about. The Fords are okay at the moment, but
there's another
like
DBR9 coming off. Oh no, don't rejoin there, please. Ooh.
Yeah, well, anyway, David Hudson in the pits already. We talked about that. Let's get back to the front. Felipe Piper's had a bad start. He's got damage on the back of that car. Razanahora will take the first lap. Well, I say that, they got to go through La Source. That's the first mistake. We'll come through La Source. And Piper's in a defense against Godden right now. Muller's got by. Razanahora, Blom, Muller, Piper, Gooden. Godefroy's gone down all the way into, I believe, that 6th position. Got to check that, but these Aston Martins at the front are just on a different level at the moment. No Chevys, Corvettes, sorry, until 6th position, which is Stefan Walker. As they come up the hill, they're through Raidillon, and there's a bit of a gaggle. Godefroy, Tanahanto, and Ferrier three of them now. It looks like an F1 race at the moment, with all of them taking different lines. Who's going to be the first one to make a move? Nobody will in front of them. There looks like some action. Walkups gone off. Walkups missed the braking point. He's going to have to go the long way around. He's going to lose some spots from that. So that would put Godefroy into 7th now with Walkup in there. But still at the moment, they're just casually going around Godden, losing the car, and then Piver having to hit the brakes a bit more. But these guys, these 5 at the front are just casually doing their own little thing at the moment and just keeping the weaving.
It's Gregory Mefford, Lofton the second, Fabrice Nauden that are actually behind the lead. Sorry, it's Mark Philip Faulhaber. Yeah, Faulhaber. He's also behind Stefan Overgaard. The 4 or 5 of them are actually behind the GT2s. So this is going to be an absolute scupper for the GT2s. They just want some clean racing, but they'll have to navigate well, on pace it's faster, but obviously the car of 3, Stefan Overgaard, and the car 13 of Moore definitely have something else to say about that. And
there's a 4-second gap. Let's just say there's a 4-second gap. Leonardo Castro, as we start going to them, had to serve a slowdown. It's now in 6th position in the Fords, but the gap between P3, which is Mosquera, and Moore and Overgaard is almost 4 seconds, and there's the GT1 of Faulhaber right between them, so it's going to be hard for them to go by. But look, what the hell was that I just saw from Mosquera? Car almost wanted to like disappear into the shadow realm as he went over the bumps there. But still, Bass trying to catch up to Mosquera, and he does have the fixed Ford of Castro behind him, as these 3 will be trying to, well, with the leaders so far out, they're going to be battling for 3rd, 4th and 5th right here.
You just see cars ahead of them. That is Luca Wassini.
Oh, we've had a spin. It's Ali. It's Giuseppe Ali going into the source. Looks like he's got damage on the back of his car. Was he hit? No. Went around on his own accord there by the looks of it, yet just lost the car. Lost the car and almost collected another when he spun. Still holds on to 19th position though, and actually able to get into a battle with Sammy Beitel. Sorry for interrupting there, but that looked like it was going to be, especially how blind it was, in front of the 3 wide. We're going 3 wide into Les Coombs. Now it's 2 wide. Hoffman, Leslie, Bertefeur and Watson by the looks of it. And it looks like Leslie trying to hold the inside as Watson and Bertefeur go 2 wide. Look at this. Bertefeur can't go anywhere. Watson wants to go somewhere. They can't. They're going 2 wide now down to Bruxelles, who gets ahead. A little bit sliding there from Bertefeur, but look, Watson's they're still 2 wide. Inside goes to Bertefeur, and he finally defends that 11th position, but loses time on Leslie. And now Watson might go for the move down into Pujon. He cannot. Got to keep an eye on this. That's for 10th, 11th and 12th. And behind him there's a train of Belorgi, Solosi and Baldwin as well. So we've got to keep an eye on this. That was amazing. They went 2 by 2 through Les Coombs, which we saw earlier today in the F2 and yesterday. Well, they can't do it, but these guys can.
Well, I mean, I think these guys are just like, oh, sorry, car number 15 just had a little bit of a slip. Just coming onto the back stretch. Fine now. Uh-oh. Phil, don't be blinking. He's sitting behind the car number 20 of Belorgi. Fixed Racing, French team, coming out in force to represent the how should I put this? The Frenchies. I was trying to make a joke of like baguettes or something like that, but I just couldn't think of it. You can still hear, by the way, the ear piercing of the Shouty boys. It is quite literally ear piercing. I'm having to hear him at full volume. The stream, at least, is doing nicely, as we see Adam Watson and Solowski. Oh, sorry, that is the car number 17 having to back off and hitting the car of Roman Belorgi, and that's just let the car of number 19, Phil Baldwin, just cruise on by, come up into 14th position. So he's now got himself a place up. Coming up through Raidillon onto Les Coombs. He's having to look at the back end of Adam Watson and Solosi battling it out down the Camel. Oh, no, that's not the Camel Straight. Is it the Camel Straight?
That's the Camel Straight. Come on, Rob.
I got it right and I doubted myself. The Camel Straight into Les Coombs, into Les Coombs 2, into Les Coombs 3, exiting out onto I think it's called Bruxelles or something weird like that.
Cells or something like that. That's what we believe. You've been keeping an eye on that. I've been keeping an eye on this battle at the front. Raidillon and Blom, the VEC guys, are just checked out. Second and a half now in front of Dan Muller as Piper is battling Gooden, but these two have been close. And Blom at one stage coming down the Kemmel Straight was thinking to himself, you know, I might be able to make a move here. Got to late Koeman, was too far behind and decided against it, but he was faster the last lap by 0.4 of a second. He is trying to get this from Raidillon. Raidillon has got some great pace, but just struggling against his teammate. And the question is, does his teammate really want to fight him aggressive, or does he want to win this on the straights? I think you won't see much aggression, especially with the damage model, but we'll keep an eye on them as we keep looking around as they hit the back straight, as they hit the old Blanchemont straights. Meanwhile, more Overguard, a second between the two of them, and they've extended their gap to Ethan Bass by 7 seconds. And that's Ethan Bass for third place, just to give you an idea. So these two just in a world of their own, and usually we're talking about Overguard versus Bass, but Carl Moore has just got his hands on this track today, and he's driving fantastically as he's behind Luca Massini. He's getting slipstream from a GT1 to try and help himself pull away from Stefan Overgaard. He was a second and 2 seconds faster than Overgaard last lap.
Yeah, 2 seconds being the fact that he's just got slipstream coming through Blanchemont. I mean, they do have to lift these GT2s, so I was watching them going through the battling at the first time between Overgaard and Moore. They were having to lift coming through it, but everywhere else, you know, Carl Moore is just getting a nice little toe. Sorry, excuse me. He was just getting a very nice little toe, and you can just see the amount of straight that he has sitting behind the car number 40 of Luca Massini, sorry. And it's just giving him an advantage he really should not have, if we're being honest, because it's bad enough to try and catch up to these guys, especially with how difficult the GT2s are to drive. And now Moore is essentially just getting a free speed boost to match his pace to Overgaard, and now Overgaard is having to work absolutely overtime to be able to catch up.
A free car battle for 6th, 7th and 8th in the GT1. Actually, let's make it 9th as well with David Hoffman there. Alexander Godefroy, Tanahanto, Ferrier and Hoffman, if we say that, coming around one of my worst parts of the track, which is the fans. I hate the fans. I can never get it right because of that apex. Getting it good, coming around Camper and Stavlot right now. Tanahanto does have the slipstream in that friction racing Aston Martin on the back of Alexander Godefroy in the VEC. He is gaining with the slipstream, as is Thomas Ferrier. Hoffman has lost the slipstream, as these two will probably be the ones to see. We'll see if Ferrier can make a move as well in the fixed racing Corvette. I don't think he will. A late move defense there from Godefroy. Goes on the defense because he's worried about Tanahanto trying to make a move into the bus stop. Does not make it. So, let's do it again, they'll say. They'll have to wait until after the source to go up Raidillon. I think that's where we're looking for really the moves, is set yourself up coming through Blanchemont into the bus stop. Set yourself out. Hang on, Godefroy's gone wide through. Godefroy has gone wide through the source there, and that's brought Godefroy. That put Tanahanto back into this. Won't be able to do anything, as I was saying. Up Raidillon, down the Kemmel Straight, that would be where you'll get the slipstream to set yourself up for an overtake, because there's not really anywhere on the track that you'd be able to set yourself up for.
So, it is a four-way battle. Go ahead.
I was about to say, Caden Bin and Adam Watson just went side by side before Raidillon, and I was starting to just get very scared. Watson just backs off to Caden Bin. Caden Bin and now Watson going side by side. If they get to the braking point, Watson's going to be in front, but Bin's on the inside. But it's almost a car length. They brake a little bit differently, and Bin, with the later braking, holds on to that position from Watson. Bolden's behind, waiting for a mistake from either of these two. But the number one car, I don't think Touchwood will make a mistake, but Watson still trying to make a move. But he had that chance through the source, but was forced to go 2x2 up Raidillon, and I don't really think you want to go 2x2 up Raidillon on New Rouge.
Rouge. No, not
sorry.
not Rouge.
Why did I say it like that? I don't know why I said it like that.
Remember when you were talking before about, you and your pronunciations? Yeah, I do think you need lessons. Well, I think that both of us need lessons, actually, to be fair. As Phil Baldwin is under threat from Andrew Ward, the second, of FTR. He's going to be trying to keep him and himself in contention. He's in 15th position out of a total of 32, so he's in the upper half of the GT1 field. Just to note, by the way, that David Hudson, Stefan Warkup, Fabrice Nodden, and Ryan Ingles running, but the first three names that I listed are in the pits and have exited their cars.
That's unfortunate there as well. I think there was a bit of issues we didn't catch on the start there. Even Bass has pulled away from Javier Mosquera, so that third place at the moment is all his. He's got Ryan Ingle, a lap car behind him, and then he's got Mark-Philipp Faulhaber in front of him, but he's 10 seconds behind the lead Fords of Moore and Overgaard, who there was a second between the two of them. And then Moore gets onto Blanchimont, and he's got Massini in front of him again. It's like the Ferraris using each other as a tow, the old days of F1 qualifying. That's what it feels like right now. He's getting a bit of an advantage using a faster car to tow. But I mean, if the situation presents itself to you, you take it. So, let's not... Yeah.
It also puts down to the fact that Eduardo Gil is having to drive the socks off that car. He was 0.3 of a second a lap faster last lap. Let's just see what he can do this time around.
Sorry, Rob, I gotta just say they're side by side in the front of the field again. Godefroy and Tanahanto. Godefroy finally getting the move done for Brussels there, but they're still gonna go into no name side by side, almost touching. Godefroy has to get off the steering wheel there as Tanahanto goes for a late move there. Godefroy had it done through Brussels and could not make it stick with some good moves from Tanahanto there. They were side by side all the way through Lecum, and that's a fantastic bit of, again, the F2 drivers couldn't do it. Why can these guys do it? I don't mean it offensively, but you know what I'm trying to say. Just both drivers giving the respect. Still, Godefroy trying to look for a move. Sorry to interrupt you, but just that 2x2 again. And there's a lot of it happening right now. And it's safe, efficient driving. It takes two to tango in driving, and both of them want to tango right now.
Two to tango in driving. Welcome, Eduardo Gil. How are you? Good to see you. Joining us at a pristine moment of racing. As you're seeing, car number 10, car number 16. So the car number 16, that is the car of Alexander Godefroy, looking to threaten Christian Tanahato. And he is, actually. Well, he has the inside line, Tanahato. Oh, he made a mistake coming through. Now he's definitely under threat. They're going to be going side by side all of the way towards La Source.
Can he make the move? But Tanahato is in the inside. There is some damage on that car of Godefroy. Still going so. Oh my god, the front arch of that VC Aston is not looking good. But he makes the move stick finally. And finally Godefroy has that. And now all I can hear watching Tanahato is the loud Corvette of David Hoffman. He's trying to make a move now, going up Raidillon. Will he make it? Now it looks like he's got a better line out of here compared to Tanahato. But if he moves to the side, he loses the slipstream because that's what Tanahanto's got. But look at the pulling power of that Corvette. He overtakes both. He's not going to overtake both of them in one move. He's going to overtake Godefroy and Tanahato off the Kevlar straight into Lecum. Can he hold it with the response that
yes, he can. Yes, he can.
Wow.
Let's have a replay of that complete enticing operation. This is Hoffman hugging the exhaust pipe of the car of Ferrier. Then just goes through. Just casually goes through. Sorry, that's Tanahato. Sorry, got the names wrong. And then he just comes up to La Source and sorry, not La Source. Lecum. And then just says, thanks for the decisions, guys. I'll take two.
But he didn't have a slipstream. No slipstream. And he does that with no slipstream.
Yeah, you do realize these are the shouty boys, correct?
I get it, but what commitment to make that move. I mean, one car. I would have been happy with one car and then set yourself up for Godefroy. But to take Tanahanto and Godefroy in one go like that, that's top 10 material. That is top 10 material right there. I'm telling you.
It's what happens when you eat your cereal in the morning, kids. I'm just noticing, by the way, a lot of these Audis, a lot of these Astons have rear end damage. I'm pretty sure at the start of that race, when they were coming around the source, they rear-ended each other consecutively, and that was not pleasant whatsoever. Because a lot of these guys are carrying plenty of damage.
Well, there's a car at the back. There's a car in 16th not carrying any damage by the looks of it. And it's the very clean and matte black looking FTR of Andrew Ward 2, or Andrew Ward, on the back of Phil Bolden right now. He's at the back of this little train that's kind of elongated right now, but he's still there. Doing the best he can, trying to catch up to the DHR of Phil Baldwin. It's not an easy task. But Phil Baldwin does have damage on the back of that car, but it's just that rear bumper again. So there must have been some touchy at the start of the race. But you just look straight down the Camel Straight, and you see Andrew Ward, and he sees about 6 other cars in front of him, just all coming up. Actually, 2 by 2 up ahead. That looks like a car got pushed up there. Stefan Leslie just lost P11 to Caden Bin, who had made it up all the way right now. Caden Bin to 11th position. And now Botifer is trying to catch on to Leslie here. Won't make it. So we saw the Corvette. Oh, we saw a Corvette of Hoffman making a fantastic move. But elsewhere, these Corvettes are kind of getting swallowed up right now.
Well, the Corvettes are you haven't seen the last of the Corvettes. They're obviously pushing the DBR9s to their extreme, especially when you saw the likes of David Hoffman making a move as he did, where he was just like, "Ha! You thought you could get me? I'm on Camel Straight. I've got the power."
But he's also extended his lead now.
Oh no! Oh no! That is John Butterfer. He's just had an accident. Just coming out of... Oh!
Who's that with him? That was Stephanie Leslie. And that's engine damage for Leslie. Part of the car. That's it. I think that's just an accident. That's just accident. Did not think that the car was beside him.
Oh no! He wiggled the wheel. And I think he just lost control, and that's a... Yeah, those are the wheels. They keep popping, as if they want to get back on the car. But, yeah, that's his race done.
That's his race done. That's a shame. Thomas Ferrier gets a position. Godefroy's now down into P9 as Tanahanto and Ferrier get by him. Did not see what happened to him during that race. That lap, Tanahanto and Ferrier. We've got 12 minutes to go. 9 minutes ago. I was looking at the sim time. I apologize. Godefroy gets a good line out of Raidillon, and it's going to take Tanahanto. Tanahanto does have the slipstream of Ferrier. We will see what happens. They're going to go 2 by 2. But Tanahanto is now going to pull away with the slipstream, but it's on the inside. What can he do? Late braking there by the looks of it for Godefroy. They're going to go side by side. Holds onto it. This is probably the 4th time I've said side by side until Lake Coombe. Tanahanto does hold the position. Godefroy with it. Oh, loses the back of the car. Keeps it straight. Good save. Will Caden Bin try and make a move there? He will not. At the start of that, I thought Tanahanto was going to get a move on Ferrier up the straight. At the end of it, I'm talking about Godefroy unable to make a move.
Jan Solosi. He's not able to continue. He's parked the car. What's going on?
What has happened there? He's got engine damage. He must have had some sort of engine damage because that car is just not going. No idea what's happened there. He's just parked the car. We'll keep on anyway.
Yeah, what's going on?
I know he was trying to say something earlier. No idea as well. Robert Earhart has parked the car as well. Castro parked the car. Jeffrey Beck has parked the car as well. So we've had a couple retirements in the Fords. Meanwhile, Mosquera is in 4th. We've got Ethan Bass in 5th, who is getting harassed by James Joyce. And then Stefan Overgaard, 2.5 behind. Carl Moore, who is continuing to get a slipstream from car 40, Luca Massini.
Yeah, and you know the gap keeps expanding and contracting between Moore and Overgaard. You know, they're definitely at the same pace, but I would imagine if Massini was not there, Overgaard would have definitely been hounding him like a I don't know how you'd say it, hounding him like a Spitfire, you know, just coming down towards Blanchimont. He's just getting the toe in. He'll have to let go of the throttle, I think, a lot more than what Overgaard can or needs to do, would be the correct way of saying it. But it's just not going to help when the straights sort of like through, you know, the Kemmel straight, where he can just sit behind Massini, not really have to worry about overtaking him, and just sit there with the slipstream that, you know, he gets, and especially through here on the current start-finish straight, and then on towards past La Source on the old start-finish straight, where he can just put the hammer down.
So I'm thinking about it. Massini, let's just see what Massini's lap time is, because it's never comfortable. It's a 2:19.233. And then for Moore, it's a 2:19.054. So he gets held up. I noticed coming out the bus stop, that gap went down to under a second. But now on the straights, Massini in that GT1 is going to be faster than Moore. As you can see, it goes away. And Moore does not have that a lot of the slipstream, as Overgaard is trying to get the slipstream. Early braking there from Massini as well, just struggling. Gets into the Coombe with no issues. But this is where Moore will get held up, because there's no place for Moore to try and overtake. He is the faster car, but there's nowhere for him to overtake. He's kind of forced into this. You just have to make sure Massini just holds on, sticks to a decent delta, as they would say in F1. Stick to a decent time, and maybe that will help more. Because I don't think he wants to overtake here to risk his race. But at the same time, he's got Overgaard breathing behind him. Yeah,
absolutely. There's another drink. The car of Felipe Paiva, by the way, still going well. When he dropped down at the start, he dropped down, but he at least stayed there, so he's got a good comfortable cushion behind him. I would imagine that he wouldn't want to catch Dan Muller, but Dan Muller is currently lapping around 0.4 of a second faster than him. I think that might be due to the damage that he has at the rear end. I mean, the splitter's forced quite upward. You know, I've seen weirder things on iRacing, but he is at least faster than the guy behind him. Not on the last lap, but he has been consecutively on, I think, the last 4 or 5 laps. So, nice cushion for him. He just needs to keep it out of danger, and he's got a good finish for him.
Say it again, sorry, side by side. They touch! Ferrier and Tanahanto for Lake Cove touch! And they're getting pushed in the back from Caden Bin and Godefroy! They were getting pushed! There was nowhere for them to go. There was a T-bone! And then Godefroy and Bin comes in. They've got nowhere to go. Godefroy goes into the back of Bin. He's not aware, and Bin goes into the back of them. It's a triple kill. It might be a quadruple kill. The wheels have been dragged from Bin from getting pushed there. Tanahanto's got a lot of damage. Watson is now trying to catch on to them. That was very weird. I was just about to say, for the 4th or 5th time, we were going to be seeing side by side through Lake Coombe. What happens? F2 happens.
Gee, Mac. That is the number 1 car. Essentially, I don't think he was expecting that to happen, and he went full speed into the rear end of, I think that, who was that? Was that Tanaho that he went into the rear end of?
Because Ferrier and Tanahanto were the two going side by side. Bin was in front of Godefroy because Bin overtook Godefroy on the Kemmel straight. So Tanahanto and Godefroy hit each other. I think Tanahanto spun Godefroy, got T-boned, and then Ferrier, sorry, and then Bin not knowing hit the brakes. Godefroy not knowing he's hit the brakes, goes straight into the back of him and just starts a chain reaction. Ferrier is in the pits. He had to tow. So that gives you an idea of the damage.
Yeah, look how much damage that Bean has now. Like he's getting overtaken by other cars on straights, so he's lost so many positions now, and that's put the likes of Phil Baldwin up to 11th, who started in 16th. So he's actually gained 5 positions during this race. And
Look at the gaggle! Look at that gaggle!
Oh wow, what a gaggle.
Godefroy, Watson, Tanahanto, Baldwin. Ward goes past Tanahanto when I say that. Baldwin, Belorci, Saunders, bins at the back there. How many cars did I just count? Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, siete, ocho,
That's
9 cars.
Is it
8
1,
cars.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Yeah, there's 8 cars as Tanaho and Ward almost go side by side up through Raidillon. That is a car going off. That's Alexander Godefroy. He did not make it. He's going to have a little bit of a slowy pooey down. Sorry, I tried to say like in a baby voice and didn't work. As Phil Baldwin is now up into 9th position, battling Sanders, who ironically was given two positions. He was given 1 position there because Godefroy had to serve a slowdown. Oh, there's a car part. We need of course, we need a marshal on the track. There's a piece of body kit stuck on the track. Hello. Well, Baldwin up into 9th position after passing Sanders coming up to Lake Coombe on the Camel Straight, and is now past No Name coming down into the back end on 2nd sector. Ooh, sorry, Phil Baldwin having to touch on the brakes as he was coming through. He did not like the shape of the car that we were sitting. Flash of lights there. Thank you, Watson, for appreciating the cameras.
Cameras provided by TrackCams22.com, by the way. These fantastic cameras. Sanders is trying to make a move onto Baldwin. No way you can really make a move here is you're coming around Campos and Stavlot. We'll have to wait as he comes up to the long straight up to Blanchemont. He does have the slipstream. He has a cleaner car. They're going to go side by side the moment they leave Stavlot. Side by side going up to Blanchemont. Still side by side, holding on. Baldwin, Baldwin just got a little bit too close to that. Was going to be a move. Who's that gone off in front of them? Is that Medford? That's Medford, a lap car 42. So nothing to worry about there. Watson holds on to Ward as well, coming up the bus stop, and a little bit of a slide for Watson there. Couldn't get on the accelerator a bit too early. Holds on, and they have managed to pull away. That this massive gagger we were talking about has pulled apart a little bit. I think still there.
I think is this coming? This is the last lap now.
Yeah, they're on the last lap. Yes. Yeah.
So Razanahor is leading the race, followed by Blom, Muller, Paiva, Godden, Hoffman, Watson, Ward, Sanders, Baldwin, and Belorgi.
That's it. That's the top 11.
If any French people, by the way, I apologize.
Hold on, Andrew Ward. Sorry, Andrew Ward making a move on Adam Watson. Almost got pushed into the grass there. Got a better exit out of Blanchemont. Still wants to try and make it side by side here. Ward, what to put it? No, he didn't. No, he put the nose in, and then more damage. 3 cars go off. Ward, Watson, Sanders. I think Belorgi got a little bit of nose damage there. Baldwin is going to try and capitalize on this when they come through the straight. What damage is there on the back of Belorgi? I'm sure he hit the front a little. There's no damage there, but I'm sure one of those cars hit the front there in the melee.
Yeah, that was the car number 4. Car number 4 hit the car number 17, then hit the car number 20. Phil Baldwin, just having a look at this again. Look at what he sees on his view right now. This is him coming up to La Source. Sorry, Lake Coombe. Get it right in your head. And you can just see the season 3 cars. He then sees the accident. Oh, balls the brakes. Almost slides the car, holds it. He does have to let Belorge pass because Belorge just had a cleaner line going through it. But he's now gained a net 2 positions and he's now challenging for 7th position on the final lap.
Meanwhile, taking the checkered flag, starting to interrupt Razanahora coming around Lake Coombe. Rolleveld, if you don't want to do another lap, slow down. He's not going to. Rolleveld will have to go around again. But Razanahora will take victory in the VEC. It's going to be a VEC un and deux. And it won't be trois, it will be 1 and 2, as Merrick Blom will take P2 and Muller will take P3 with Piver 4. There's a battle for 5th behind them between Gooden and Hoffman, it looks like. Hoffman trying to make a late move into the source. Can't make it. Gooden takes the inside. Will he get the swing back around? Hoffman gets the swing back around. It's going to be a drag race to the finish line. Hoffman gets it. He gets the speed. He's got the better exit. Last corner overtake for 5th place there for Hoffman. Let's go back to this.
We've got 2 wide between Phil Baldwin and Belorgi. Belorgi has the inside line.
No,
don't get feisty on the last lap. That was a push up against a GT2 who didn't want that to happen. And Baldwin will have to settle for
8th.
Yeah, he'll have to settle for 8th.
What a finish! What a finish. Sanders comes home in 9th. Watson will take 10th. Tanahan to 11th. Holloway 12th, Ward 13th. Caden Bin, after that issue earlier, will take 14th position. Gains 9 positions, to be fair. A good little win there, but wow. And where are the Fords? Let's just get back to the Fords because they're doing their last few corners as well. Carl Moore in the Paceworks Esport Ford is just coming around La Source right now. He had Massini in front of him most of the race. Now Massini let him by. Moore will win the Ford category, 2 seconds ahead of Stefan Overgaard. And then we wait for Ethan Bass, who's just come on to the new start-finish straight. He will take P2 by P3, sorry, by 16 seconds. So that is your 1, 2, and 3 for the Fords. A couple others still to finish. Mascara will take 4th. Rollerville, providing there's no spins, will take 5th, and Hyde will take 6th.
Oh, that was a fair few last-minute charges from the guys. I've never seen them so ready to try and take some positions at the last corner at La Sauce. I mean, it provides some great entertainment, but it was very risky. You can see you saw with Phil, he got pushed out to the edge of the road. He has nowhere to go. He's literally being squeezed, and he almost hit the GT2. Thank crikey that it didn't end in, disaster, really.
But what a fantastic finish there. The over-under from Hoffman. And what a drive from Hoffman. Seriously, what a drive. 7 places he makes up, including the double overtake into Lecune. I mean, that was a fantastic drive. He'll be my driver of the day, but I think let's just go over the results just so we can sign, seal, and deliver them. I'm not working this week, so I'm not delivering them. Somebody else can. With Jonathan Razanahora will take the win, with Merrick Blum in 2nd and Dan Muller in 3rd. Felipe Paiva will get 4th, and David Hoffman will get that 5th place by 0.2 of a second to Jack Godden, who finishes 6th. Roman Belorgi just finishes a small drag race on Phil Baldwin, who comes 7th and 8th respectively. Then it's Graham Sanders in 9th, Christian Tenahanto in 10th, Alex Holloway 11th, Andrew Ward 12th, Sammy Bytorp 13th, Alexander Godefroy 14th, Anthony Fromont 15th, Adam Watson 16th, and Caden Bin 17th.
Yeah,
what a finish!
Yeah, Caden Bin really didn't have a good time after that crash. He just couldn't get back up to speed, and he was just going down the pecking order. Luckily, the end of the race essentially saved him, but he went from fighting his way back up the field and then just gets his nose smashed in essentially, and then he just had to deal with it, because if he pitted and tried to repair it, he's just basically back at the back end of the field. We have a winner for the Fords in the name of the car number 13, Carl JT Moore. Well done to you, sir. He is ahead of Mossini, who really shouldn't have been hanging around with these guys. He was giving him so much slipstream, and essentially Overgaard had to work overtime and amazingly kept up with Moore as best he could. It's just I'd like to see GT on GT action. It is Stefan Overgaard in 2nd place, just under 2 seconds behind. Faulhaber finished 19th, Ali in 20th, Joyce in 21st, Ethan Bass in 3rd for the GT2s, Lofton in 22nd, Mosquera in 4th, Rulleveld in 5th, Hyde in 6th, Rizman in 7th, who is a lap down, Blankenship a lap down in 8th. We're getting into the territory now of people that have fell off or retired. Mefford a lap down, Ingle a lap down, Ferrier a lap down, Solosi, who I didn't know he I think fell off without us knowing, but Afer in 27th, Leslie in 27th as well, Erdhart in 9th position for the GT2s, Belk in 29th. Then we get into some of the retirees. Castro retired, Noden retired, Warcup and Hudson retired, and that is it. What
a race in the Spa. I'm not going to compare it to the Formula One and different type of series, different type of formula. And again, it is esports. It's not real life racing. But that some of the moves, Jeffrey Beck also retired, by the way. Some of the moves that we saw coming around here today, the 2x2s going up Lake Coombe and Brussels. You've got moves trying to be happening. You've got the double moves that we were talking about with David Hoffman into Lake Coombe as well. But these overtakes, those two last corner sprints, it was just fantastic racing all around. It's a shame there were a couple accidents that spoiled the fun, but at the same time, just a great advert for racing. You're seeing on the replay there, I'll probably be a bit late now, that little end there with Phil Baldwin, but just fantastic all the way around. And like I said, it's our biggest field since the first race of the season, and we've got one race left in the Fanatec Challenge, and I'm trying to remember. I'm also stalling for time as I can't remember because my memory is so bad. It's going to be Sebring.
Yeah, you can also stall for time by telling us your driver of the day again.
It's David Hoffman. I mean, I wanted to give it to Caden Bin, and then he had that unfortunate accident. But David Hoffman, I mean, I'm going to get in contact with that guy. I'm going to see what he wants to do, because a two-car overtake into Lake Coombe is definitely a top 10 worthy clip. And if that's not it, the last corner overtake for P5, that's got to be something as well. Made 7 places up in the race. Started 12th, came home 5th. Was basically getting a place almost every lap. It was just, every 2 laps. It was a great performance from him. Didn't put a foot wrong, really, when you think about it. Some great performance and some great speed. No, he's definitely my driver of the day.
Yeah, with that last lap overtake, I'd give it to him as well. But we do have to end on a good note, and that is a good note to end on. So, take it away.
I was waiting for the classic "What do we say?" But I will tell you, if you have enjoyed our stream, thank you very much for watching us once again on a Sunday evening. I know it's about 11 o'clock almost for some people, 20 to 11. If you do like us and want to watch some more, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell on YouTube. Hit the follow button on Twitch and that bell as well. I forget they have a bell as well. Underneath the stream is links to our Discord, as well as links to the TrackCams 2.2 website that provide these fantastic camera angles. I always forget the live timings. I'll remember one day. I apologize. If you would like to know more about the Fanatec GT1 series, do let us know on our Discord. We can direct you to their Discord. I directed someone from the Racing Simriks World Championship to there because he wanted to race this week. He was unable to tonight. Speaking of the Racing Simriks World Championship, we're back Wednesday for the RSR World Series Grand Final, the final race of the season. 90 minutes of Daytona Road. It's all GT3s, including 2 Ford GT3s. I've got to hype up the Fords after today. But if you do not fancy some GT3s, how about some ILMS? We'll be back Friday night for the finale of ILMS. And then, of course, next Sunday, Saturday as well. I've got to remember Saturday. ERO, 12 hours of Le Mans. We will be doing all 12 hours. Me and Rob are going to die. And then hopefully we will be back next Sunday to finish off the GT Challenge season with Sebring. I've gone on for too long, Rob, but thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and good evening.
I judge great 10 out of 10. It was great. Promotion, mate. I rate out of 8. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate the guys that have tuned in. New guys, returning guys, I appreciate you all. Please do subscribe. It's for a good cause, Kappa. Do subscribe. Give us your subscriptions. Share it to your friends. Share it with your nan. If your nan's, into racing, do that. We love a bit of diversity here. And until next Wednesday, we're going to be doing 90 minutes of absolute balls to the walls racing with the RSR World Series. And then on Friday is the final race for our little boy, the LMP2 of the HPDs. It's going to be sad to see it going away after so long on our series and so long on the service. But we do know a new worthy replacement is coming. And until then, guys, see, I can't even speak at the end. Until then, take care, guys. Do enjoy yourselves.